I want to talk about tantrums really quickly, because if your child is having a tantrum, it does not mean that they're bad, right? I want to make that really clear. It just means that they're overwhelmed and they don't have the regulation skills yet to work through that. So what are some key things that we can do to help them? Well, there's certainly 3 very common phrases that I hope that I want you all to be aware of that don't help. And if we can avoid them, we should. So 3 things to avoid when our kids are having a tantrum. First and foremost, the words calm down. Not super helpful because A, it's dismissive. It puts us on the other side and not on the problem-solving side. If they're already in fight or flight, because that's where they're living right now, if they're in that sort of tantrumy zone, they're in fight or flight, and you're adding now to that overwhelm by having one more thing that they feel like they need to explain or make sense of. So calming down is A, dismissive and increases the stress hormone of cortisol in their bodies physiologically. What they really need right now is connection, and they need to calm their nervous system. You can do that with a tactile object. A teddy bear is super helpful. Staying calm yourself, but also curiosity, kicking it back to the frontal cortex and asking sort of what else they're feeling. But let them know, validate their feelings. I can see you're really upset right now. Can you tell me what emotions you're feeling? Things like that. The second thing to avoid is you're overreacting. It is really invalidating the experience that they're going through, and it triggers something called shame, right? So when we feel shame, it actually lights up the same part of our brain as physical pain. So we really want to stay away from that if we're trying to de-escalate the situation, if we're trying to calm their nervous system and kick it back to the frontal cortex. We want to say something like, I can see this is really hard on you right now. How can I help? Can we work through what else you're really feeling and try and work through it together? Let's take a deep breath together. The third thing I want you to avoid is, if you don't stop it, I'm leaving. Now, the reason behind this, and I've heard even myself say this some earlier on, so I do totally empathize with parents. Sometimes it is one of these things, but maybe a better phrase is, I'm not in a space right now to handle this. I'm not afraid of your emotions, and I'm not going to leave you. I just need a breath, and I'll be right back to work through this with you. And that is probably a better way to do it, rather than saying, if you don't stop, I'm leaving. Now, the reason behind this is because it can really trigger abandonment issues and fear, and it can ramp up that emotional intensity. We need co-regulation. We need to help our kids with co-regulation because they just haven't developed those skills yet. Someone else, if you model for them how to stay calm, how to take a deep breath, then they will learn how to do that too, rather than just withdrawing when things get hard. Showing that no emotions are scary. We can work through all of them. It's just a matter of giving us the tools to do so. I hope these were helpful. If there were anything else, pop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.